Ugh, I can't believe all the trouble I went through just for these damn stages. Welcome back to Dynasty Warrior 6, and it's well overdue for an extra part. Well, you see, there was 2 stages I was supposed to do in the initial playthrough, but unfortunately, I had to go through a lot of trouble. You see? Zhang Liao nor Zhang Fei were not initially unlocked. Nope. You see, in order for to unlock Zhang Fei, I had to beat the game with Zhang Liao. In order to beat the game with Zhang Liao, I had to bypass this stage. This stage gave me so much trouble because of the fact that I was under-leveled. I was completely under-leveled. And now here we are. Okay, let me just break down what's going on here with these targets. First target, you have to defeat Ling Tong, Xiao Qiao, and Gan Ning as quickly as humanly possible. Thing is, those 3 are inspired officers. There are 2 specific posts, Ting South Post and the West Canyon Post. You're gonna have to make your way all the way around and try to cut the enemy off the pass with these 2 posts. But at the same time, make sure that Cao Shu and 7 of your officers actually survive. One of them has to be Cao, and you, obviously. But Cao Shu survives, those are the targets. Why was this so hard for me? The part about the, Gan Ning being an inspired officer, and also him getting enraged the moment something bad happens to Ling Tong. So, I'm going to use this horse and ride all the way over to Cao Shu's position. But first, let's get rid of Xiao Qiao because she needs to go down. Oh, and by the way, she has high morale. Yay! I so hate this fucking stage so much. And you know what? I'm doing this on easy. When I first actually got to this stage, I was level 17 and this stage kicked my ass. I had to try to level up to level 38 just to beat it. Well, actually, close to level 38, like level 36, just to beat it. I hate to say this to you, ladies and gentlemen, but it doesn't really matter what difficulty you're at, you're gonna get the 50 regardless. You're going to get the 50 the slow and tedious way because you're not gonna get any extra experience points unless you run into somebody that actually has an ability that will increase your experience points. Oh wait, somebody does! It's on special! I'm not trying to sound like a sarcastic ass or somebody that is actually mean or annoying, but still, the way that Dynasty Warriors 6 was handled was just outright atrocious. Anyway, the other 2 just showed up and unfortunately I'm gonna have to stop them. Now, here's where things is gonna get absolutely absurd. And by absurd, I mean ass backwards. Ling Tong and Gan Ning will do a pincer attack. Ling Tong, while he may not be enraged or inspired, Gan Ning most definitely is. And Gan Ning is the faster of the 2. And not to mention, just like your Dynasty Warriors 4, once he is highly inspired, bad things happen if you run into him. You need to make sure that Cao Shu does not get tore up from the floor because that is exactly what's going to happen to him if you leave him alone with Gan Ning. You still have enough time to capture those 2 outposts. There will be no problem because they're on the way from saving Cao Shu. But again, these targets, I mean, if Cao was the only, if you just had to leave 7 people alive and one of them being Cao, that's one thing. But the fact of Cao Shu specifically having to be alive that's a whole completely different ball game, because at the start of the stage, he's already surrounded. And if you happen to get your hands on, oh, I don't know, an ability where you get a tome every single time you get 300 or 100 kills, I think, which is what I have right now, that will save you from having to deal with the beatdown of Gan Ning. I mean, having Gan Ning have the upper hand on you is bad enough, but he too could also use true speed. So remember that, folks, when you're facing off against an inspired Gan Ning. And he can also try to somersault right when he's in the middle of the air and drop down to deal damage to you. Now, I bet you're wondering, how come I have so much difficulty dealing with this on easy? It doesn't matter what difficulty it is. Gan Ning, by default, was too powerful for me at level 17. And yeah, there is also the fact that Gan Ning has at one point killed me in battle while I was trying to protect Cao Shu one time. And then there's also the time that he actually made a surprise attack on Cao Cao instead of a surprise attack on Cao Shu, because Cao Shu was already dead by the time I managed to get there, because I wasn't fast enough to get there. So, let's face it, folks. This stage, it has its problems. It has lots of problems. One of them is the fact that you have to go through a chain of people just to get a better position in this stage. I mean, I haven't even unlocked Cao Cao yet, and Cao Cao starts off way further than what Zhang Liao does. I mean, I have Sima Yi, he does not play the stage. That's the messed up part about this. Sima Yi does not play the stage, and neither does any of the neither does any of the Wu characters, sorry. They have their own stages, and they all follow the same stage patterns as, like, Zhao Yun, most of them at least do. And that's kind of frustrating. So you're going to basically fight the same stage over and over again, but just different targets, or same targets. But let me be honest with you, folks. When it comes down to this particular stage, once you get past it, the rest of the game is absolutely no problem, because Wuxia planes, I mean, most of the Wei officers will have Wuxia planes, so it would be an absolute cakewalk. The same thing can also be said about Zhang Fei. And we still got a couple of more minutes to spare before we take out this last stronghold, which, by the way, again, is on the way here. All we need to do is jump down and surprise these bastards. Haha! And I'm gonna have to double back and rescue Cao Shu, because once again, he is in trouble. I'm gonna be honest with you, in Dynasty Warriors 9, when you do play as Cao Shu, his weapon is kinda decent at best. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. But rescuing Cao Shu and playing as Cao Shu in that game is two different things. I would say that it would be absolute revenge for all the times that you had to rescue that guy from being killed whenever you play Cao Shu in Dynasty Warriors 9. Now, whenever they have Ma Su as one of the playable characters, which I do believe he's playable in Blast, it would be a sigh of relief when you play as that guy, or more than likely it would probably be his last stage because his dumbass got trapped up on a mountain. Regardless, I'm just killing off as many enemy officers as humanly possible because they're closing in on Cao Cao. That's the main person you want to stay alive. Cao Shu is only for the targets. Cao Cao is for the stage itself. But, yeah, look at how much damage Sima Yi has took. Which is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Oh yeah, and I forgot, this is the game where Zhang Wei is MIA in this game. As is Dia Chao and also, a good number of people that showed up in 5. Well, not really a good number of people, just about 3 of them that showed up in 5. But most of the fan favorites are gone. And the non-mans, well, except for Ming Huo was gone too. Well, in this game anyway, they all come back in 7, or come back by the time of 9. 6 was a mistake. Let's just put it to you like that. 6 was a mistake. It has its ups, it has its downs. Oh, it has a lot of downs, but it has its ups though. At least for the most part, you can swim, you can ride horses, and more importantly, horseback combat is actually pretty cool. But anything past that, 6 was just practically a mistake. And 6 Special was an even bigger mistake. So, on that note, we got finished killing off Lu Xun and making sure that Cao Shu is still alive. We honestly don't need to... Hey, turn around. Turn around, you're getting confused. Pass me, you're getting confused. Come on. Turn around. There we go. Alright. Let's just cross this bridge, and we should be headed straight for Sun Xuan. He's the last obstacle in this stage. And I don't need him to be running straight into a trap. And by him, I mean Cao Shu, because in this game, even if the morale is too high, you know for a fact that Cao Shu is going to get chopped to bits. Oh wait, somebody already captured the stage. Never mind then. You know that Cao Shu is going to be chopped to bits by the enemy commander, especially at the health that he's in. He is literally down to a sliver of health. And unfortunately, health does not restore unless you actually have War Drum, which will raise the morale and heal the allies. Alright, that takes care of him. All that's left now is Sun Xuan himself. Once we take him down, that should be the end of this stage. And there's no cutscene to worry about. So there's that at least. Alright. One last final push for Sun Xuan. And I got to Renbu level 3. Which, by the way, certain characters automatically have it. Zhang Liao had it by default, and I didn't get a chance to get the ultimate Renbu because I am not at level 50. Which is probably how many levels it's going to take to get there. Nonetheless, this will be the last time you see me play as Zhang Liao in this game. I would prefer his Dynasty Warriors for playthrough, but beggars can't be choosers when it comes down to games. Whatever the case, we're done with Ting and we're almost done with Dynasty Warriors 6. I may not have sounded so positive, but I am actually glad that I finally got this stage done with. Oh, thank God. I really don't have to come back here to focus on this game anymore, because this game doesn't really give me an incentive to actually win. What, play on Chaos Mode? I have to be a level 50 just to play on Chaos Mode. What, replayability? Nope. Hold on, let's just get all my low-level weapons out. I mean, I'm not going to need them anymore. Once I beat it with Zhang Liao, there's, honest to God, no reason for me to play as Zhang Liao ever again. Because in order for me to unlock Cao Cao, I have to play as somebody else. I have a choice between Xiaoyun, Xiahou Yuan, and Dian Wei. I'm not replaying this game again after the next. I really am not. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in the next episode, the final episode for real this time, of Dynasty Warriors 6, when I play the battle, or should I say the campaign, for Yuan Shu. Yes, Yuan Shu. He's still a generic officer in this game. It's not 9 yet.